All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 2 of Generation 1, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything Pokemon. I am one of your hosts, NinjaDeathStrike. I'm joined by my two co-hosts. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves again?
Okay, I am Robotnik is sexy.
And I'm Agrotech.
So if you didn't catch the last episode, this is basically just a podcast where we will have a weekly topic. We'll have some questions. All three of us will kind of discuss it as a panel. And then at the end, we will take some viewer questions from the last episode, if we had any. So today's topic is going to be the question of what makes a Pokemon good. And we're going to cover what makes it good in-game, what makes it good in the competitive environment, and briefly talk about what makes a Pokemon good in the card game. But since these guys aren't too into the TCG and I have taken a break, that'll probably be a fairly short topic. So anyhow, why don't we go ahead and get right into it? And the first topic is, as I said, what makes a Pokemon good in-game. So what do you guys think? What types of things are needed to make a Pokemon good in-game? Qualities. There's the word I was looking for. What type of qualities? Yeah, for a good in-game Pokemon.
Oh, so this in-game versus competitive.
Right. This is not competitive. This is for, like, just a regular run-through or a Nuzlocke.
Regular run-through. Well, first of all, the Pokemon has to look awesome if we're talking in-game. Because that's what really draws me. And I guess it has to not be terrible enough where it can, survive hits and stuff. So I guess its stats have to be generally good. I don't know. Also, is this the first episode or the second episode? Because the first episode was like a pilot episode.
We'll still say it's
Episode 1.5.
Because even with the pilot, they still numbered it as 101.
Yeah, they do.
So this would be the second episode.
Okay, so I guess like if we make 100 episodes and go back, then we'll be like, this is our first real episode.
This is like after the pilot's been picked up.
Our show has been picked.
It's been picked by someone with
by us.
Poor taste, which is us.
Nice tangent there.
Okay.
Yeah, tangent. Tangent cast, always good.
Good. Nick, what do you think?
Dunsparce.
I think...
No, seriously, Serene Grace is really good in-game. I mean, you get those, the pair hacks in-game and flinches, and, anytime they're not hurting you is always good.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Togekiss would be like the perfect in-game Pokemon.
I guess.
So, what elements, other than like Andy mentioned the visual quality, but what's the most important elements like move pool, stats, TM set, ability? Like you said, what's the kind of hierarchy? Do you guys think?
Stats are probably number one. Because if they can't survive, then they're useless. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go into the Elite Four with a Rattata because it will die. But I don't know. I guess stats, move pool is really important because if you don't have moves if you don't have good type coverage, then, you're not going to get very far. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it almost sounds like you're describing competitive, too.
Yeah. But I think they have some similarities, but I think that what's important is vastly different between competitive and in-game.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For example, I would say the most important thing for an in-game Pokemon is its natural move pool.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's really
I'd put that above stats, personally, because some things have really good stats but don't learn any moves in-game. Like, they're all TMs, and if you don't get the TMs early enough, they're kind of worthless.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I also just want to say that even if the Pokemon's stats are awful, if you grind it enough, then it won't matter in game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like if you have some infatuation with Seeking or something, you can just like level it up and make it really good. So I don't know. I feel like the visual design is probably more important, but the move pool is really important, and of course the stats are without a doubt important to every aspect.
I mean, I think in-game, just for like a regular run, stats are the least important. Like, that's where stats are the least important. You can use anything you want in-game, basically.
Yeah, everyone loves stats.
Yeah.
We should just title this episode "Aggro is Wrong."
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's obviously if you like catch Palkia, it's gonna just rape everything because of its stats. But I don't know. I don't think Palkia is a very good in-game Pokemon. It's just boring.
He's so poorly designed. When I first looked at that guy, I'm like, what is this?
It's penis.
It is not only is it a penis, but it is also, it doesn't even look like a Pokemon.
It's
like,
a future penis.
Like, I don't know, like some of the 5th gen legendaries, like I think Reshiram and Zekrom look a lot more like Pokemon than Dialga and Palkia do.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
Like,
that's
got into aesthetics.
yeah. We'll get into that in detail next episode. But yeah,
maybe.
I definitely agree too that how they look has a big deal. Like 2nd gen, when Gold and Silver came out, the only Pokemon I wanted the whole time was Houndour, so I could get a Houndoom.
Yeah.
And you can't even catch it till after you beat the Elite Four. So I looked everywhere for it, but I couldn't get it.
Hey, kid.
You can't. Not
Oh,
in
wait,
Gold,
yeah,
not in
Elite
Gold
Four,
and Silver.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't get
Because it was on the
Houndour?
route next to Celadon City.
Yep.
Oh, is he only in
But
one of them? I don't remember.
No, he's in both, but he's in Kanto, so you can't get him until you beat the Elite Four the first time.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I guess beat the game faster.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. I just rushed through it so I could catch one.
Oh, one thing I did with my games, which really goes to show how much I actually played Pokemon, is I would trade Pokemon like to myself when I was starting over, like to give me like cool Pokemon that you wouldn't be able to get, like Houndour or whatever. Like I think I swapped out my starter for a Dratini once or something.
Yeah, I did that kind of stuff too.
Well,
It was nice.
this is off the
I
record.
kind of wish that you had more of a choice when it came to the starter Pokemon.
Yeah, I
Just
think
because like one from every element would be really cool, because then you kind of get, you get freedom of your choice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And there's ways they could do it without like having game breaking dragons being first. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean, they've just decided that Dragon's broken regardless. So, but yeah, given it a tougher level curve and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and modest stats until it evolves.
yeah.
Yeah, like Bagon. Is that what it's
Right.
called?
Bagon and Shogun.
They have such barely good names. They're bad.
Yeah.
They're battable bad. I don't know.
How about for a Nuzlocke? Does that change what makes something good?
No Wobbuffet.
Well, it depends on what kind of Nuzlocke, I guess, but probably stats are more important since Nuzlocks are...
I would say nature is more important.
Natures
in
are pretty
Nuzlocke
important.
as well.
Natures are important, but to an extent, if you grind enough, then it isn't as important. But
Yeah, but even getting those minus defensive natures can just really
I'm pretty sure I got screwed
screw you over.
by that Roselia critical hit because I had a naive nature.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I'm like, what do they have, like 150 hit points or something? And like
Your reaction too, you're just like, what? There's not even an emotion. It's
It's
utter
dumbfounded.
disbelief. Yeah.
So, spoilers for anyone watching that series, Reuniclus dies. It's just a spoiler.
Yeah. I think defense, like tankier Pokemon, tend to be better for Nuzlocks too. You don't want a glass cannon because there will be a time when it fails to kill something in one shot
Yeah.
and then just dies.
I'm really worried about my Jolteon and my Chandelier
Yeah.
in the same Nuzlocke. They haven't died yet, but they're really fragile.
Yeah.
Well, Chandelier's a little more bulkier than Jolteon, though.
Yeah, it has a decent special defense.
Yeah.
I think it's 80 base.
But they both have defense-lowering natures.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, I don't know. I feel like the game's just messing with me at this point. And I still haven't finished it yet either. I need to do that someday.
Yeah, you need to get on that.
You're on like episode like 82.
I'm on episode 47, I think. Thank
It's a
you.
big game.
Thank you
It
very
took
much.
me 50-something episodes to finish it.
And I'm-
Maybe... Yeah.
I'm really taking my time too, because I want to experience the full game. Like, I almost don't really care if it's too long. So, yeah. Oh.
Okay. Moving on, how about then shifting from just casual in-game to the competitive environment? We'll talk about singles first, and then Andy, I'll let you touch on the VCG doubles because that's a whole different thing that
Yeah.
you know about and we
I
don't.
have a little experience. I wouldn't say I'm like super good, but yeah.
I have 100% more than the rest of us.
Oh, that's
so.
true.
But yeah, just regular, generally in singles, what do you think's, again, what's the hierarchy of things that it needs to be good?
Probably stats and typing and ability. Probably in that order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the stats determine what tier you're going to be in, which determines what team you're going to make. And then the types are for team structure and team balance, and then ability is pretty good too. Like, yeah, especially in Black and White, a lot of very lowly Pokemon that everyone had pretty much forgotten about get really good abilities, and then they just shot up to OU.
Shot right up, yeah.
Or UU.
Not to mention Eviolite.
I think Gastrodon.
Eviolite.
Yeah, but, I mean, Eviolite only really helped Chansey.
Eviolite helps more than Chansey.
No, but it pulled,
But
it pulled a lot of
in
the lower
IT
tier Pokemons.
Like, you don't really start seeing NFVs until... Are you?
If you play NU, you'll see Eviolite NFEs, like...
Right, but that's
everywhere.
NU.
All the time.
Yeah.
I'm saying, though, like, Eviolite didn't boost things into the high tiers,
Well,
other than Chansey.
and Porygon 2. Porygon 2.
We're going to, yeah,
Porygon
that's...
2 got uber defense.
Yeah.
I know there's got to be another example. I can't really think of any, but yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of...
There's a couple in Yu-Yu, isn't there?
I can only... Like, Chansey was the only one that came to my mind,
I
and then
can't think of
Porygon 2,
anything.
right. When
yeah.
Black and White 2 first came out, they were everywhere. But
Yeah.
they've kind of gone down. Dusknoir. Dusknoir's the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Dusclops.
Dusclops, yeah.
Porygon 2 still gives me problems. Problems. I think one time it traced Natural Cure as I was, like, poisoning it, and that was, like, my last-ditch effort to win, because it was too bulky, and I just couldn't deal with it, so then it just switched out.
Yeah. It's definitely still really good. Like, there's a few who have kind of survived and clung to the higher tiers, but when it first got released, you would see everything,
Yeah.
like, coughing in OU.
I have a friend who
Okay.
used coughing in NU, and it was the bulkiest piece of shit. It was amazing. Like,
But that's NU.
it is NU, but still.
Yeah.
But it's pulling things from, like, Little Cup into higher tiers that wouldn't be there otherwise.
Oh.
And that's big for those metagames, you know what I mean? Like,
Little Cub
like,
barely counts, I think.
I'm just saying, I mean, it made more Pokemon viable in
Yeah.
higher tiers.
I really, really like
And,
it. I appreciate
like,
it.
I love using Eviolite Magneton. It really surprises a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it has really high special attack, and then its defenses go up like crazy.
It surprised me when it lived Earthquake. Apparently it lives Earthquake every time.
Wow.
With EV, well, at least from Steelix, which, Steelix isn't really super Mr. Attack.
But that's who it's focused on because it traps it.
Yeah, but he has the stab, he has the ground stab. It still surprises me.
Yeah, I think. Nick, what do you think
Oh,
as far as things that needs to be good?
I guess just what he said. I mean, not,
You agree the same order though? Stat,
Um,
typing, and then ability.
yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
abilities.
there's some Pokemon that because of their ability, they're OU.
Yeah.
Like
Alakazam.
yeah, and I don't know. I don't play OU. OU is not my
Dragonite.
playground.
Dragonite is like the poster boy
Yeah,
for,
Wonder Scale, right?
I got a good ability, and now I'm
This
amazing.
multi-scale.
Multi-scale. That's it.
multi-scale.
I actually don't mind Dragonite because once you get Stealth Rocks up, then Dragonite just becomes a
It's
normal,
not a problem. Yeah.
normal Dragonite. But yeah, OU is really brutal.
It's so much different from when I played it. Like,
Well,
I just
yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to. I would say ability probably goes above typing
Yeah.
for me. Stats are number one.
I really wanted to interrupt all of you and say that because ability might probably be above typing because, yeah, I don't know.
I
Typing's
don't really
just-
think anyone would argue that those are the top three, though.
Yeah, well, sure. They're probably the
well,
only
move
three.
pool's pretty important too, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's true. Because that's the only reason Kieran Black is in OU, which that guy is obnoxious. Because he shouldn't be...
There's a lot. There's a lot of Pokemon that, because of one area,
Yeah.
they're higher tiers.
Yeah.
And I think that goes to show there's just so much like that can
It's a
that can
balance
happen.
act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you never know what's gonna happen with the next gen. Like,
I'm looking forward to
they
that.
could introduce like a reverse Eviolite that does attack.
That would be
You know what I mean?
amazing.
And then that would like ridiculously change all the metagame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there would be so many Pokemon that got bumped up, especially if Heracross got an evolution and then they made reverse Eviolite, like OU instantly. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It
he would
was
be like
it was
Looper.
actually OU for pretty much ever.
Haircross.
Yeah, like apparently a friend of mine remembers when he was dropped to UU and everyone in Smogon was outraged because they all
Yeah,
loved
he was-
Heracross so much.
He was OU for. I mean, I don't remember exactly when he dropped, but for a long time. Because I remember using him in OU in Diamond and Pearl.
It was probably after
He was
Platinum.
really good. It might have been Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Maybe it.
Because that's when Bullet Punch Scissor happened, and he just like made the entire game his bitch for 2 years. Like, he was just number one forever until Black and White came out, I think.
And then it's like perma weather
Yeah,
in your face. Here you go. Just go. Yeah.
but yeah, I think that's a really good point, though, Nick. That it really has to have a bit of everything. I think the most important thing is that it has to have a niche.
Yeah.
Like, it has to do something
Man.
and be the best at doing that thing, whatever it is.
We need more rapid spinners. I just want to say
Yeah.
that right now. I really want a ghost rock with rapid spin. That would be so
Oh,
good. It's just what I have to say.
Yeah, I think you have to have a niche that sets you apart, and that's how you get to OU. Like, you have to do one thing, and you have to do that the best,
Mhm.
so that no one else can do it better than you.
Yeah.
And that's
Like Rotom Wash.
right.
He's like a freak of nature. It's like the reason he's there. Because he levitates and he's electric and water and
Water and
yeah, it's such a unique.
volt twitches and burns, and he's like a jack of all trades. He does everything.
Yeah, but his typing and ability are like really good.
Yeah. Any electric type that gets levitate.
Except for Electros. Poor Electros.
And is not Electros.
I just it really tickles me how like even in the card game Electros is like
his under his
What
stage
tier is
one is
he in?
better.
he's never used, but he's actually really scary and never used. So I guess
He's decent in RU too, isn't he? I've seen him used in RU.
I've never
before.
tried him in RU. I've seen him used in RU, but usually I just destroy them. So I don't know. Like,
and it's really
His stats
strange
just
that he ended up
bad?
Mm-hmm.
so bad.
it's because his speed is so low.
Yeah, he's too slow. That's the only problem with him.
Yeah, we can.
Like his offenses are great. His move pool is phenomenal, and he doesn't have any weaknesses.
Yeah, if only he got.
So in game,
Yeah, he'd be amazing in game.
He's good in game. I wish he got agility or something,
Yeah,
but he doesn't get any
and
speed up moves.
that touches on another little tidbit when we're talking about the typing, that it's not just your offensive typing, it's almost your defensive typing is more important in a lot of instances,
Yeah.
because
depending on the move pool.
look at Electros is a perfect example. He has everything but the speed, but he doesn't have any good resistances to switch in on other than Earthquake.
You can switch into steel attacks, but they're pretty rare unless your name
Yeah.
is Scissor. But even then, Scissor likes to go for U-turn like 50% of the time.
Yeah.
You can never really know.
If you can't ever switch in, it really limits your
Yeah.
utility.
I love them bulky pokes.
No. Right, so why don't you tell us how doubles differentiates
Wow.
from
You do twice as many things in the same time, so it's a little more complicated. And at the same time, it's less complicated. That's one of the things I really like about doubles, I like to call it VGC doubles. It's the same thing.
That's normally what I call it too.
But it's it really breaks down the Smogon made metagame. Like, you pretty much just throw it out the window. Like, Smogon does have a VGC sets now, but I think they're pretty recent. But yeah, pretty much, I don't know. It's really refreshing. Fake out is huge because you just stop that guy for one turn. What else is huge? I know.
Protect, obviously.
Oh, right. Protect is even more massive than Fake Out, because it's like every moveset has Protect. Because, like, if you can tell they're going to pick you off or attack you, then it's really good. Those elemental gem items are used a lot more in VGC since there's an item clause, and just in general. And those berries that cut certain element damage are used a lot. I guess probably for the same reason of the item clause, which I like the item clause. I think it forces you to be more creative.
Can you give us some examples of Pokemon who are kind of lower tier in the competitive, Smogon singles that are top tier in doubles?
Cresselia is like everywhere.
And why? What does it do in doubles that it can't do in singles?
It can. I've seen skill swap used a lot. Like, I've seen Metagross and Cresselia together, and it'll skill swap Levitate to Metagross, and I don't know. It's just really good double utility Pokemon. Usually they have Swagger and Thunder Wave and Ice Beam, and I don't know. They're really obnoxious because they never die because they're really bulky. Metagross is used a lot, which I've almost never see him in OU anymore.
Yeah.
He's like a myth.
Yeah.
Hitmontop is used a lot, but I think because the Intimidate hits everybody on the other side. Intimidate is huge because it hits both people.
Right.
It's a free growl. And he also gets Fake Out, and he also gets Wide Guard. But I think Scrafty just got Intimidate from Dreamworld, so he's been taking up Hitmontop's place, but I don't know if he gets Wide Guard or not. He probably does. I mean, he's a fighting type.
I'm not sure.
Wide Guard is the one that protects only from moves that hit multiple teammates, right?
Yeah, like, if you can tell someone's going to use Explosion or Eruption or whatever, it'll just be a massive team protect for that. Like, it works in triples, too. It'll just protect all 3 of your guys. Just for the turn you use it, though, and if you use it in repetition, it has a higher chance to fail.
Right.
Just like protect.
Yeah.
Yeah, status is really big in doubles. It's really annoying.
Because right, you don't have time to heal, probably, right?
There's no room for clerics in VGC since you only pick 4, and you have half your team out at once. And so, like Prankster, Whimsicott. Oh no, I hate Whimsicott.
Whimsicott is so annoying.
Whimsicott is
I
like
love Whimsicott.
It's like the king of doubles. Like, it can learn so many utility moves. I don't know if you guys know about this Terrakion Whimsicott team. Maybe you do?
Nope.
Okay, well,
Not
Whimsicott
sure.
can learn Beat Up. And it uses Beat Up on Terrakion and just gives it, like, +6 attack. And then, like, before that, you can even use Reflect, Light Screen, or Tailwind. I don't know if it gets Reflect and Light Screen. I'm not sure if it does, but it does get Tailwind. And, it can really just support Terrakion and then give him a +6 attack, and then you can just Rock Slide the world. But, yeah, Whimsicott can do anything. Whimsicott can even use Trick Room, which I've seen Whimsicott foil my Trick Room team by using Trick Room, because since he has
all that video.
since he has Prankster, he uses Trick Room before you Trick Room, so then you un-Trick Room the Trick Room and completely waste your turn.
It's like Inception.
Yeah, so whenever you see a Whimsicott, just attack it. That's the advice.
That's just rule number 1 for any, even in singles. It's not as good, but
Yeah, sometimes you get too
just
comfortable,
It's annoying.
yeah.
and then you forget to just attack it. So Whimsicott.
I used Whimsicott in OU, early black and white, for a long time.
It
was
OU
great.
for a long time.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
I had someone use it on me the other day in OU.
Yeah,
It completely messed up my freaking Ninjask.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's still good in OU, I think.
Especially if the other team isn't, like, expecting it.
Yeah.
He pretty much has a super niche in doubles, though. Like, in singles, he's less useful.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could Leech Seed substitute stall forever, but it's really boring to do that.
I just used him as a scout.
Well, you can use Protect as a scout.
Yeah, but you can also, like, it gets Stun Spore and U-Turn, and I actually, on my set, it was Leech Seed, U-Turn, Stun Spore, and then I had Worry Seed, which can really mess some people up.
Does that stay when you switch out, or does it revert?
Yes, it stays until they switch out.
Oh, until they switch out.
If you know they're coming in, and you hit them, like, I hit a
What does
scissor
Worry
with it
Seed
once,
do?
it replaces their ability with Insomnia.
Yeah.
So, like, you can hit Scissor with it, and then Scissor kind of sucks. There's just a lot of stuff in OU that relies on its abilities, and being able to screw it up is kind of fun.
I don't think that works with slacking, but I don't know if it does or not, the Worry Seed trick.
I haven't tried it. Slack, I
think
don't know.
they put a special thing in just for him, so you can't do it or something.
Why?
I don't know. It's kind of like no guard and one hit KO moves. Like, it doesn't work, or maybe it does work.
It does work.
I can't quite remember.
If you're a higher level than them, it works.
Oh, if you're higher level, if you're the same level, it doesn't work. See, I didn't know that. I just thought it worked or it didn't work. Oh, well, the more I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, I mean, that
Right.
really explains that to me.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to the last topic then. The TCG. I know that you guys don't play a whole lot. Andy, I know you have at least a passing knowledge of what's going on.
Yeah.
Nick, I'm not sure. But you at least played casually, so you know what the cards are and do.
Well, a while ago,
Yeah.
Delta species.
So,
So what do you need to be a good Pokemon card?
well, first of all, you need to be an EX.
Yes, that was my answer.
have.
Oh, I do know hypnotoxic laser.
Oh yeah, and catcher. I still think
laser.
I still think catcher is better.
It is.
Because I mean,
but-
once you switch out, your status goes away, right? Isn't that how it works?
yeah.
But that's
The thing is, hypnotoxic laser can put you to sleep so that you can't switch out.
oh, that's right. Yeah, but
And it's on a flip, so I think that's what makes it more frustrating. Like catcher,
Oh, I got screwed by catcher again. Okay. But catcher always does the same thing. Like hypnotoxic laser, it's like, oh, I flipped the heads, and now you can't do anything.
don't you flip for sleep twice per turn?
yeah,
at the beginning and
you have
the
to
end.
get a heads on the laser, and then you have to get a tails to not wake up. So there's only a 25% chance you stay asleep.
Yeah,
But let me tell you,
pretty slim chances, but I guess it happens.
when that happens, it just makes it all the more frustrating when you lose because of that.
Yeah.
The equivalent of 5 turns of parahacks in competitive battling.
5 turns of
Yeah.
parahacks. I've had that happen to me. It makes me really mad.
So yes, you need to be an EX. What else? Because not all the EXs are good.
You need to have a bazillion hit points now.
Yeah. Well, that all the EXs have that.
Well,
yeah.
if you're a basic with a bazillion, that's good too.
Yeah.
I guess it isn't that good if you can't attack, but you know, they've really jacked up the numbers. It's kind of reminiscent to the metagame of Black and White, with
Yeah.
the power creep.
Yeah.
They just put the power creep on the card game.
Nick, why don't you tell us what was good when you played? For a little
Charizard,
contrast.
Charizard.
Which Charizard?
the original Charizard.
that card was never good.
The original Charizard was never good?
No,
Oh my god.
it was too slow. It was the same problem that stage
It-
2s have today. It is too
You
slow and
needed,
it took
like,
too much energy.
5 energy or something like that.
Took 4 energy. You had to discard 2 of them.
Yeah, so you can only attack like every 2 turns.
I guess Blastoise was king then.
Blastoise was good. Actually, the original format was very reminiscent of what we have now. It was dominated by big basics. Hitmonchan, Electabuzz, and Scyther and Sneasel were like...
Aerodactyl was pretty good, I remember.
Yeah, Aerodactyl was okay.
But it was a
You didn't
fossil.
even need it, though.
Oh.
Like, Hitmonchan was just so fast, it would just kill all of the other things before they evolved. And then Sneasel came out, and it just beat everything. They banned one of the only... I think there's only been 2 cards to ever get banned.
Wow.
2 or 3, and Sneasel was the first. It was that good.
What did it do?
It had an ability. It was dark type for one, so you could boost its attack with special dark energies, and then it had an attack that was called Beat Up, and it did like I think you flipped a coin for every Pokemon on your bench, and it did 20 damage times the number of heads.
So you can
Plus-
do up to 120.
Plus power and the dark energy. It was just crazy. Yeah, I might actually go look it up here.
I mean, the coin flips don't sound good, but I guess it was a basic that had a crazy attack and just
Yeah.
killed stuff.
Well, the HPs weren't as high back then either.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the highest was like Chansey.
Which is
Champion
like,
Charizard.
what was it, like 100?
And it was like 120.
120.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I had that card, that Chansey, like original base set Chansey, and I brought it to school, and somebody stole it from my desk. And I never found out who, and I was so mad. This is my favorite card.
I remember, if we're talking, like, interruption from train of thought, Pokemon stories, I once...
Well, that's half of what the show is.
I once brought my Ruby game to, and I just like left it in my gym locker, and like somebody took it.
Wow.
And I was like,
Sucks.
"Whoa!" I didn't do that again, but
I don't think I ever had any cards stolen from me, but I can't remember. I was pretty protective of them, so I didn't bring them to school. Yeah, but yeah, big basics were really good back in the day, just like they are now. Yeah, Sneasel had Fury swipes for 1 energy, flip 3 coins, and it did 10 times the number of heads. And then Beat Up was what I said. Flip a coin for each of your Pokemon in play, including this one. And it does 20 times the number of heads.
Max
And
120.
They're both can be increased by Dark Energy as well, and plus power.
Oh.
And it doesn't have a retreat cost, and it has 60 HP, which is pretty good for basic back then.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They messed up. So I guess it is kind of funny how they both resembled each other. I mean, the Blastoise is definitely a huge throwback.
Yeah,
'Cause it's like the same thing.
Blastoise was like the only evolution deck that could keep up. 6. But yeah, nowadays, definitely, like Andy said, B and EX. I think the other big thing is to be able to hit for 200 damage at least. That lets you one-shot anything. So being able to one-shot stuff is a really quick way to be good. If you look at all the big attackers in the game, like Black Kyurem hits 200, Mewtwo hits unlimited damage, Rayquaza hits unlimited damage,
Unlimited.
Keldeo hits unlimited damage. Yeah, like they have attacks that do X damage times the number of energy. So you just put energy on them until they kill everything in one hit. There's
that's
no
not fun.
Yeah. The only big EX that doesn't hit 200 is Darkrai, and he's just has a ton of support. That's why he's so good. So,
I found the other card that was banned. It was Slow King.
Yeah.
Whenever your opponent plays a trainer card, flip a coin. If heads, that card does nothing.
Yeah.
Put it on top of your opponent's deck. This power can't be used if... So
Well,
that
at least they
could be-
get their card back, from what it sounds like.
That's terrible, though. Then they
That's-
draw it.
That's
That's even worse.
Oh, is it?
They
Oh,
draw it
right.
next
I
turn.
guess it
They never
blocks.
see a card. Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
the ultimate stall.
Yeah.
And then its tag was flip a coin. If heads, this tag does 20 plus 20 damage. Does 20 damage plus 10 more damage, and the defending Pokemon is now confused.
I don't think it was used for its attack, though.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Another big thing to be good is also to have an ability.
Oh, yeah.
That's always been, I mean, even from the get-go, that's always been a fast track to the playability range. That's the only reason Blastoise could compete with all those big basics. It's the only reason Blastoise can compete with them now.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason Darkrai is so good.
I still
So
like
Good.
his attack, though. Like, I don't know if you remember in base Black and White, they had an Alamamala card that was basically Blastoise without the ability.
Oh, it was just damage for water energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fairly common on water types. There's a
Yeah.
lot of ones that have that. Vaporeon from Jungle had the same thing too. It's a common theme for them.
I think it's interesting that, this card came out before Radiance was a move, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
So
think
they
it
probably
actually
pulled
named
the
the
move from this card.
yeah, that's happened on numerous occasions actually.
I think that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting how both games bounce off each other like that.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to add before we move on to viewer questions?
They should do a better job with the next set.
Yes. I'm hoping that when the X and Y sets come out, they'll just reset stuff and you'll actually be able to play evolutions. I think that's when the TCG is the most fun. When you both have like things that evolve. When it takes 3 turns to really get going, and there's some thinking about what to do. Not when it's just go Mewtwo, X-ball everything. I win. Oh, you have a Mewtwo too? Well, we'll just X-ball each other till the game's over. Nick, I don't know. That happened when the first set of EXs came out. Mewtwo was hands down the best card, and so I would say almost 50% of matches, maybe more, were just Mewtwo versus Mewtwo.
Yeah.
And it was like, how do you charge up your Mewtwo? That was the strategy.
DCE?
DCE, Celebi, or Electric.
Electric.
So
That's cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even you can appreciate the fact that you actually have to evolve the guy.
Yeah.
He still frustrates me to no end. Because, like, when I did play and had real cards, I didn't have any electric deck. And it's like, you don't have eels, you have a distinct disadvantage immediately.
Yep, pretty much.
It was pre-Mewtwo, so... It was,
I mean, even before that, though, Eels was the best deck in the format. It was really good with Magnezone before Mewtwo
oh,
came
that's
out.
right, when there was the Heart Gold overlap thing
Yep.
with black and white. Yeah, that was a really fun metagame. I had a friend
That was-
with a Yanmega
that was-
deck.
Yeah, Yamega was good. Chandelure was good. For that one set, Chandelure was amazing. It was great.
And then new set, bye. See you later.
Yep.
Yeah, and they just happened so fast.
Mewtwo.
See, like the new set will probably come out like, I don't know, 9 months, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Well, wait, when does X and Y come out?
X and Y comes out October.
October.
October, so that's,
It's a good
I can't do
number of
math.
months. I don't think it's 9 months, though. I think it's...
It's
No.
6 months, and then, so like after the game, it'll probably be on like, I don't know, maybe, it'll probably be like a year.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyhow, I agree. They definitely need to fix it. Obviously.
Balance? Pokemon
Yeah.
just has a real problem with balance.
It really does. They're like a bunch of excited 12-year-olds. Like, oh, what if we made a Pokemon that was dragon and lightning and it could shoot fire from its face and it's faster than all the Pokemon and it can fly, but it's not weak to Stealth Rocks, and also it can do Earthquake, and Earthquake hits everything. Wouldn't that be a cool Pokemon, guys? And everyone's like, yes!
It sounds
And then
like Tornadus T to me, who got banned. May he rest in peace. But he really wasn't weak to Stealth Rocks because he had Regenerator. So you could
Yeah.
just switch in, switch out. There was no problem. And he was pure flying. It was really weird. I never even used him, but he was annoying to fight when I did fight him.
Doesn't he have like boobs too?
It kind of have a very
His
pronounced
sprite had
Yeah,
boobs.
he kind of has a bra on
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got like chest plates,
Yeah.
but he's just a giant
A
chicken.
little feminine.
If I ever used one, I would
But
name
chickens
it
can't
Chicken
fly.
Boo for real. But and he never really interested. I don't know why, but I don't know. I never really got around to using him, and by the time I even thought about it, he was banned. So it's fine. But he had too much defense, and he had way too much speed. He was faster than Scarf Pokemon.
Yeah, he was really fast.
And
I
then
remember.
he had Regenerator. So it was those three things combined with Permarain and Hurricane
Yeah.
with the bonus. So yeah, that's pretty much that. A small rant.
Tangent, but I think it's stupid how you couldn't trade the Therian forms.
Yeah, that really. I was really worried.
Because I didn't have access to the Pew Pew game or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
The Pokemon Catcher game or whatever, and so I
Yeah.
couldn't get them.
I'm not
you
even
can't
gonna
trade them.
dignify that game with me playing it. Like
What is it?
it's like
It's like an ARG game.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. It just seems really obnoxious to me.
it's like, you know that mini game in Black and White that you have to like throw the Pokeballs when you're transferring your Pokemon from one game to the other one.
Right.
It's like that, but they charged you $10 for it.
Okay. I'll give that a pass then.
I kind of liked the Pokemon catching game. A little
Yeah,
bit.
but you wouldn't pay $10 for it.
Oh hell no! I mean, the Pokemon catching game was a built-in feature of the Pal Park.
Since we're on a tangent, can we also talk about the Pokedex that they released for the iPhone? And how terrible it is.
Is it terrible?
They charge you-
It's
they charge
15.
you
It's like $15, and you only
charge you
get
like
the Unova
$5
Pokemon. It's
No, then they charge you $5 for every expansion.
yeah. So
So,
not
like, if
just
you
for the
want
other.
the
It's like
cancel-
$5 per other region. So it's like $50 if you want to get a Pokedex, and then it's terrible. Like, the information it gives you is not even very helpful.
Pikachu, it's yellow.
There's
Like-
the one for 3DS isn't half bad though,
Yeah, I've heard it was decent.
and you get all
I
the
just-
Pokemon.
I would never pay money for one of those because the internet exists.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But- Yeah.
On my bookmark bar.
Anyhow, I'm done talking about that. Viewer questions. Let's do those.
Okay.
I guess we'll start with mine, and then do you want to do yours, Andy? Just read them off.
Sure.
I only got 3 from the last episode that I could find, unless I missed some, but I think I checked through them all. So, first question, let's see, who's it from? Mr. The Stan asks, it'd be tricky to implement at this point in time, but I've always felt that there should be a crystal type and a light type in the games. What types, if any, would you like to see added?
Oh, none. I just don't want any more. How many are there? Like 17?
17?
There
There's
are
a
a lot. I don't
Oh.
want more. And I think light
The
type
on-
sounds
oh,
dumb.
sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you
The
like
only
it.
reason I would want one added is for rebalancing of the ones that already exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they could just tinker with the ones that already exist. Like, change the resistances and weaknesses.
That would
But how
throw
would
me
they
off so
explain it,
much,
though?
though.
It would.
How would they explain it?
It would, but they did that for Red, Blue,
They did it in Gold and Silver.
and Gold, Silver.
Red and Blue was broken.
Well, I know, but they could do something really small, like make water weak to poison attacks.
Yeah.
'Cause,
But I
mean,
think,
poison attacks are hardly ever used.
Nick, you're saying that it needs like a major...
Major overhaul.
I feel it.
Right.
I feel it kind of does. There's just certain ones that just don't. Like ice and poison are just not good.
Ice is actually a really, really good attacking type, but not a good type to have.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It's a good coverage type.
It's an amazing
Yeah, but you
coverage
don't-
type.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. The big thing is like fighting should almost assuredly be weak to poison.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense because it already is hits for not very effective. So why wouldn't poison hit for super effective? Like it doesn't make sense. But
Well, poison
Alas.
poison resists fighting. Fighting isn't resistant
that's what
to
I'm saying.
poison.
Right.
Yeah. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying. Like poison hits for not very effective on or
On
Strike that,
fighting
reverse
hits
it.
are not very
Yeah.
effective on poison. Right.
so it should just be the opposite. Like
Yeah.
it makes sense because like if a like a martial artist got like okay gladiator he gets stabbed by the knife and
It's
he's like
poison.
oh I can't fight so he loses.
Well,
Wins. But
we can't talk about Pokemon logic. There is no
Uh.
reason to argue about Pokemon logic because Pokemon, the concept itself doesn't make any sense to begin with. So trying to bring logic into Pokemon is kind of like a dead end. But I do agree that Ice needs a boost somehow, some way. I think Poison is pretty strong actually. It's like a poor man's Steel type. It's a really good defensive type.
So what would you name your type, Nick, if you introduced it, and what would it do?
I don't know. I've been reading a lot about this stuff about Sylveon
Uh-huh.
and all this stuff, and someone made an interesting fact that it'd be cool if they introduced a fairy type.
Oh.
And I mean, I don't know if I would call it fairy. You know, you could call it like I
Light.
don't know.
Again,
Well,
could go with
but
light.
but see, dark wasn't originally. Dark was actually it wasn't meant to be like the absence of light. Dark. It was meant to be like
evil.
the opposite of fighting. Like if you think about
Dark
it,
is like
fighting
trickster.
It's
they
like
use
evil
like
type.
moves like foul play.
Yeah.
And beat up and stuff like that are quote
wouldn't
unquote
say like
non-honorable.
evil,
fight.
yeah, but it's underhanded, yeah.
But light, that's why I think light would be the incorrect
I think
term also, because it wouldn't necessarily be light, you know what I mean?
the opposite of dark type is normal type. I don't know if you...
It's fighting.
I guess, but like, I don't know. Just the way I look at it. Because normal fighting and dark are kind of like normal guys who just happen to have personality traits that are, I don't know.
Oh.
But I don't know what I would call it.
Yeah, I agree. If I wouldn't mind adding one more type just to use it as an excuse for a major rebalance of the type table, type chart. That's the only reason I would want it in. I don't think other than that we need it. But we just need, like, dragon needs to get knocked off its pedestal a little bit. And yeah, there's a few types that definitely need a boost. Like, I do think poison needs a boost. It's okay defensively, but kind of not really.
Well, poison is good when combined with other types,
Yeah,
but
I still think
yeah.
it could use a bit of a boost. Grass could use a little bit of a boost.
grass is good.
Just
there just need to be better
offensively.
ones.
I'm thinking more like offensive types, not like poison. This is a type that poison and grass would hit super effectively, and
Yeah.
another type to resist dragon.
What would you... What would the type be?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think I shared this rumor with you, Mr. NinjaDeathStrike. I don't remember. I think I did. But there was like a rumor going on about a neutral type
Yeah, I heard about that.
that would, like, if it was combined with a fire type, it would like double the super effective but double the weakness or something. And it sounded like a massive overhaul. Which I thought that sounded okay, but as far as fairy and light type, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I just have no opinion about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it would be. Something that would be weak to poison and grass. I don't know. I mean, you could call it anything. Call it nature type.
But that's like grass, though.
Yeah, kind of.
It could be a,
There's nothing that comes to my head.
Plastic type.
oh
Plastic
no.
would not be weak to poison.
I'm just naming something that...
I don't know. I feel like it would have to be something organic. That, I don't know, maybe like weed type.
What?
Weed.
Weed?
Weeds.
Okay.
They fight with grass and
And then
don't
every
like poison.
Pokemon would be named after a marijuana reference.
Yeah, yes.
Well, we already have grass. It's just slang for marijuana.
Anyhow, I don't know what it would be called, but if it
420 type.
balances it out, I'd like
I
it.
honestly think they can balance it just fine without making new types. But, you could, if they do. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of the black and white Pokemon were created with competitive play in mind, but I think 99% of the time they just don't think about it because it's just a game kind of thing.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyhow, next question. Let's move on.
Yeah.
From XX Speedy 21, I would like to know what kind of new items you're thinking about. For example, new choice items, or perhaps items that replace HMs, like a surfboard instead of having to teach your poke surf, or a flashlight instead of flash.
That would be so good.
Yeah.
I'm just
Just
going
put one
to...
of those like minor helmets on your Diglett.
Yeah, like I've been
Yeah.
thinking about that myself, and HMs are just a nuisance. Like if they just made surf a TM and fly a TM,
Yeah.
and
And now that TMs are reusable,
Yeah.
it just makes so much more sense.
I mean, I guess you could fly in an airplane or something. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to fly on your Pokemon, but most of them are really obnoxious.
Yeah.
And a flashlight,
Smash, rock smash.
you could like
Defog.
you could go all,
Yeah.
you could go all Minecraft with a pickaxe with your
Yeah.
little human character and just pickaxe it. You could just get more key items or something.
Hmm.
It would make it more like a down-to-earth regular RPG as well.
Yeah. How about battling items?
Yes.
Reverse Eviolite.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
We touched on that one a little bit. Yeah, I think I had an idea for one, but I can't think of it naturally.
I would like to see an item. It's a use item, so once it's used up, it doesn't work again for that battle. But a hold item that it's basically, it clears the weather once when you come in.
Oh, yeah.
So if there's weather up, when you send this thing out, the weather is gone and the item's used. So next time it doesn't do it, but that could be pretty big.
Or like the same hold item, but it clears entry hazards when you come in.
Yeah.
Like a free rapid spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just call it a broom.
Yeah.
They're
You
definitely...
could.
Coming
The
in-
entry
They
hazard.
come in and sweep it away.
The other one, I don't know what it would be.
Umbrella.
Maybe, but you don't need an umbrella.
Well, we're talking hold items, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess different choice items. Like one that increases different stats.
But we have the big three. Like, why would
Yeah.
you put it on a defensive Pokemon?
I don't know.
That would like
It's-
cripple the Pokemon.
Yeah.
It would totally cripple them.
Getting your supporter choice tricked is like the worst thing ever. Why would you voluntarily do it to yourself? I mean, maybe on like some really tanky stuff it could work. But even then,
Yeah.
I'd rather take an offensive one. So I don't know if that would really work.
Well, there is one thing. I don't know if you remember the cell battery hold item.
I don't know what that does.
It's pretty forgettable, but I got really excited when I read about it, like in Japanese translation or whatever, because if you get struck by lightning, it gives you an attack increase.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was like, cool, I'll put this on Gyarados, and then no more problems. Like, I could even Thundershock Gyarados and give him an attack increase. But the way it works, you actually take the damage and then get an attack
That kind of
increase.
sucks.
Yeah, so I'm like, and it's called a cell battery. You think
Yeah.
it would take the attack for you.
Yeah.
So that really disappointed me, but really like Rocky Helmet. There are a lot of cool items. There's some items that nobody uses. Some people use Mental Herb, which...
Yeah. It's
Yeah, Mental Herb is
a
pretty
niche
cool.
item. Another one that would be cool is an item that if this Pokemon is holding it, your opponent can't use an attack that switches them out. They can hard switch, but if they U-turn or Volt Switch or Baton Pass, they can't get out. It still does the damage in the case of Volt Switch and U-turn.
So like
They
reverse
stay in.
arena trap.
Kind of. Yeah.
It would
Right.
be crazy if they made an Arena Trap item. It would just...
Ugh, yeah,
be-
that's too broken.
It'd be like, oh, there you go.
It would only work on those moves specifically.
But funnily enough, Magnet Pole can be Volt Switched out of or U-turned out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Same
can.
same with the Arena Trap. So you can
That's why I said the item would be like reverse arena trap.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work on hard switches, but it'd work on volt switch and U-turn.
That'd be really weird. I can't see
I think
it finding
Sorry.
a use. No, it's okay. We're just talking at the same time. But yeah,
Go ahead, Nick.
I mean, this isn't really related to items, but I feel like there should be more increased typage in priority moves.
Yes.
I mean, we have Aqua Jet and all that stuff, but it'd be really cool if it was like one for
Each.
not every type, but like
I'm sure that will
a lot of the types.
Did we get any new ones in 5th gen?
No, I don't think.
I don't think we did either. 4th gen, we got a bunch.
Yeah,
Aqua
like
Jet, Bullet Punch.
quick attack,
Ice Shard.
Ice Shard.
Yeah.
Like it'd be cool
Quick
if there
attack
was
we
a
had.
fire one, like priority fire. Like that would even make
Flash fire.
sense because fire seems
Flash
to
Fire's
be-
already an
Oh,
ability.
it's an
They can't
ability.
really call it that.
Damn.
They call it like
You can call it anything.
no, I'm trying to think of something. I don't know.
Fire
Ignite, maybe?
Fire strike.
That's a No, it's not. Never mind. Fire Strike.
Yeah, come on. There are a lot of really
Roast.
there are a lot of really dopey sounding Pokemon attacks.
Roast is really slow though.
Roast
I could call
would
it
be
Flash.
an evil
Flash.
ability.
Just make a Flash a priority fire move.
What if there was like an ability called Roast and it was like Bad Dreams, but you didn't have to be asleep, where they just lost health from being in because they're
Ugh.
being roasted alive.
They would have to. That would be something that like a legend would get. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That
Rotom,
sounds
Rotom
cool.
Heat.
Well, fire types
Oh, wait,
have a
Rotom Heat's not.
problem.
Yeah, Rotom Heat's an up, isn't he?
Yeah, in that they're terrible,
well, they're weak to rocks, and it's a
Yeah.
big problem.
and most of them are really fragile.
Yeah, it's funny because rocks are fragile too. Like, in a lot of ways.
Late.
Okay, last question from my section of the comments. Frank Mendoza asks, here's my lame question. Team Rocket, Team Magma Aqua, Team Galactic, Team Plasma. What will the new team be called? Also, what team would you join if you had the chance to join?
Well, Team Rocket, for sure.
Yeah, me too.
They're the real team. The real evil team. They kill people. They don't mess around.
Yeah, Team Rocket.
Yeah,
I guess
it's not a hard choice.
one of them wants to end the universe, which I guess is pretty big, but
I find that dumb though. Like
it
when
is.
the teams want to end the universe, I'm like, oh, you're dumb. No.
And I'm like,
Why end the universe when you could rule the universe?
Team Rocket's just like, we want to get money and steal shit.
And
I can get on board with that.
and screw bitches.
Yeah.
but you'd have to have a Rattata.
Oh, but did you see the Did You Know Gaming thing about Looker from Platinum?
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't
Where,
know.
He's like the doctor.
He looks exactly like one of the Doctor Who's, and apparently Looker is what you call like a Doctor Who or something, or no, apparently like Watcher is another name for a doctor. So his name is Looker, and he looks like a doctor, and he's trying to stop the end of a universe.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's like...
Yeah, but it's... The thing is, the Did You Know Gamings, they're always usually a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Like...
I don't know.
Yeah.
Still interesting.
I think it's cool, because, like... I agree with Ninja. It's like, oh, you want to end the universe? That's really boring. But that makes it a little less boring. Because those add-on characters in the third version or whatever, they just seem so boring and unnecessary. Yeah, Scott the rapist.
I don't know who's like more rapey, him or Alder.
Oh, damn, Alder.
Oh,
At
God.
least Alder has like the cool music when he shows up.
Yeah, but he's like,
But
has a house where he keeps little children.
He's like Michael Jackson or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. What about the new team?
I don't know. I actually heard a
Team
rumor.
XYZ.
I heard
Yeah, it could be like Team Chromosome.
Team
Chrome.
Gender.
Could be Team Chrome.
Well, maybe they're going to do a Magma Aqua and it'll be Team X and Team Y and it'll be really boring.
Worst teams.
Yeah, they're so stupid.
They're so bad. Like everything about them. Their goal is dumb. They're terrible. Some of them are furries. Like they're awful.
Oh.
How can you take a team based on pirates and make them that lame? I don't know.
And their leaders' names are so stupid. Maxie and Archie.
Yeah, but I heard a rumor about XY, and the rumor was that they were going to have less of an emphasis on evil teams,
Good.
which I don't know if that's true or not. But like apparently,
So what would be the plot?
apparently there will be an evil team, but they'll just kind of be there and they'll just pop up from time to time, and it won't be completely plot related or something. I don't know. That was basically the rumor in a nutshell. from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So
All right, that's it for my questions. I think you had a couple,
I had
Andy,
a couple
on your page.
I had 3, and they were all from Kubrick Buster.
Okay.
The Soul Rock. I guess I'll start with this one. Posting this in parts. I enjoyed the podcast. I'd like to hear more of them. I agree that water types being weak to poison, I've always thought it was a good idea. Poison needs some buffing. As for questions, what are your opinions on adding optical 3D typing for some Pokemon? Like Beedrill could be given flying along with its standard bug poison typing. Which, yeah.
That's the end of the question.
It kind of goes on, but
Okay.
But yeah,
Well,
that's the end of the question for that one.
All right. That sounds like a nightmare.
It does
3
sound very
types.
complicated.
Jesus. Like,
Everything would be weak to everything.
yeah. There's no way.
There's another question he asks about having 2 abilities instead of 1.
Again, too complicated, I think.
It would be too overpowered.
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of see what I would like. It would be cool if you could have multiple movesets on the same Pokemon and you could just like switch them.
That would be nice, yeah.
Like, so you could
But-
HM slave one guy and it would just be one moveset, but then you could swap it over with the one you actually use for fighting, if that makes any sense.
It could make
Yeah.
an item called the memory cap.
Memory cube.
Yeah, it'd
Or
be like
what do you
memory-
call it? Put on your memory hat.
Thinking cap.
whatever.
Thinking cap.
Thinking cap, that was it. That was what I was thinking of.
memory
Gosh.
cube. I was thinking of the Diablo 2 item where you put stuff in it and it's a cube. I guess I'll read the next one.
Okay.
I think it's just an extension of it's the thing, whatever. They could even give Fossil Mans and 2 typings. They went along with the obligatory rock typing, like Cradily being rock, grass, water type would make sense. Ocean floor for ocean floor Pokemon. I could see overcomplicating the game though. Yeah, we think it's overcomplicated. And then he asks, here's another question. How would you guys feel with giving some Pokemon 2 abilities instead of just 1? Levitate is a great ability and all, but would be saved as a sub-ability and then another ability. I don't know. I guess if you could swap out abilities, that'd be cool, but having...
Yeah, if you could switch them, that would be fine.
But 2 at once is too powerful.
Yeah.
3rd type, no. But Levitate is actually one of the best abilities in the game.
It really is.
Because you're immune to toxic spikes and ground attacks. And, what else is there? I think it does something else, too.
Toxic spikes, ground attacks. I don't know.
That might
That's
be
enough, though.
That is pretty much it. So it makes
That's-
almost all of the entry hazards pointless.
Yep.
And you avoid earthquake.
And it also, eliminating your
Oh,
weakness
yeah.
to earthquake.
Eliminating
kind
your
of a huge-
weakness to earthquake, unless they hit you with a mold breaker Pokemon or something. But yeah, those are my questions. It's all
Okay.
3 of a mostly 1 question.
That's fine. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up then. If you have questions for the next episode, please leave them on whoever's channel you're listening to right now. Make sure you leave a comment. Next month, we are going to be talking about the aesthetics of Pokemon designs, the good, the bad,
The ugly.
all that
The
ugly. So
Waiting
if
for
you
it.
would like us to critique a specific Pokemon, leave a comment with that Pokemon's name in the description. You can only pick one,
Oh,
so choose wisely.
Choose
We're
wisely.
not
Like the Highlander.
about all of the Pokemon, yeah. And you should probably check the comments to make sure someone else hasn't already stolen yours. But yeah, if you follow those rules, we will critique Pokemon you want to hear us talk about. It can be a really cool one or a really ugly one. It's up to you. And then,
subjective,
yeah, we'll also talk about our personal favorites and some other stuff. So yeah, please leave a comment about that so that we have a show next time. That would be good.
You guys,
Spoiler alert, mine's not Pikachu.
you guys want to sign off?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Goodbye. I don't know.
See you later.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can check out our channels. I'm sure all of our channels will be in the description.
Comment, favorite, subscribe, worship.
See, that's what I was waiting for you to do.
You're waiting for me to do that.
Okay.
Just
yeah. So
favorite,
Best.
favorite. All
subscribe to everyone, and then watch the things that we put
Do
there
it.
for you.
Just do it.
Watch all of our things forever.
And we will see you guys next month. Later.
Yeah.
Bye.